so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
What's going on with ISA? Welcome back to my channel. I am Serene, and today's video is a TV series review. Married at First Sight. Why did I forget that? Married at First Sight season 11. This season took place in New Orleans, and if you have not seen my review of season 10, I'll link it in the icons here, and you'll be able to have a go and look and see what it's about. But Married at First Sight is basically like a social experiment. If you've seen like Love is Blind and those type of shows, it's essentially the same thing. It's just that these people actually get married before seeing each other, and my sentiments remain. This is crazy, but it is entertaining, and it's nice to see that when people do find love, they find love. So the general premise of the show is that three experts, a pastor, a psychologist, or no, a sociologist, and a marriage therapist or something like that, they match the couples based on morals, goals, personalities, interests, and stuff like that. And then in this season there were 5 couples, and in the hopes that when they get married they stay together and it's a good match. But really and truly, this only works if the people that are signing up to the show, if they're honest. I don't think everyone don't seem as if they go into this being honest, or even understanding that in marriage there should be compromise. And it's clear when you see some of the arguments or the disagreements that are made, because they go in with that single mentality. Still is like, no, like if someone came to me and be like, I have to change everything, it was just like, no, I don't. You know, like when you have autonomy and control of your life, it's kind of hard to give up that control or to even allow people into your space. So I digress.
This is Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight, season 11. So I'm gonna list out all the names of the couples, and this is going to be the order in which I actually talk about the couples and my thoughts. So there's Olivia and Brett, Christina and Henry, Emilia and Bennett, Karen and Miles, and Amani and Woody. Let's talk about Olivia and Brett. Now, I wish I had a bottle of wine. Okay, not a bottle, but at least I wish I had a glass. To me, first of all, they had cats. But you know, I always wondered, like, is cats not if cats are a deal breaker, but do they talk about pets? Because she was just like, oh, I hope he has a cat, and he likes cats, and I'm just like, isn't that something you're supposed to say? Because like, to be fair, if I ever do that, right, I am not. If I find out you have cats, I'm leaving. Well, cause it's like I'm afraid of cats, man. Like in my head, that's a big deal breaker, a cat. Like there are other things I could very well deal with. I think to me, cats are a deal breaker, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so they both had cats and stuff like that, but Brett was an asshole. He was a jerk. Like, okay, there are jerks and then there are annoying jerks, and he was an annoying jerk. Like he seemed very selfish. Now I don't know how much of this was editing, but he really did seem very selfish, very inconsiderate, and his sarcasm was ridiculous. You know, it's one thing to be sarcastic when you've known someone for a while, but it's a different thing to marry a stranger and then just come out every time she tries to have a serious conversation with him. This dude was just giving a sarcastic answer, and I'm just like I would be annoyed, because like you're trying to get to know someone, and even then, like he used to let his attitude show through. So there was a time where they went to a pub quiz type thing, and he didn't want to be there, and he's there rolling his eyes. He didn't try to put forth the effort to enjoy being out there with her friends. And you know, like when you are with someone, like you want that person to get on with your friends, because that's bringing them into your circle, into your sacred space. And then he was cheap. He was cheap. And let me tell you how I know he was cheap. So she's just like, I like going on holidays. She don't want kids. She's just like, she likes going on holidays. Okay, he doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so in my head, the happy medium was like, let's go on a holiday at least once a year, twice a year. That's a happy medium. If she went 5 times, he never go, 2 is a happy medium. No, he don't want to go. And then when he wants to go, he looks like he wants to do that £1 backpacking type of holidays. You know, the ones where you stay in hostels and hope no one comes and robs you. Sir. And she's accustomed to be in fine dining, you know, 4-star hotels, 5-star hotels. And he was trying to convince the other guys that, you know, like the girl has a problem. And one guy had to be like, she's accustomed to doing this. You can't make someone go from good to worse because they're married to you. But I found that so funny. But yeah, I felt really sorry for her. She was even open to still trying to do something. Even at the same time, it seemed like she was pretty much closed off. But I would with him because, like, even at the reunion, she said that he would message her every now and again, and I'm like, yeah, but like it's one thing to try and keep up communication. It's another thing to actually try and communicate. Because saying hi is not communication. You know those guys that always have a what you doing? Like, I was doing what I was doing yesterday, the day before. Like, actually have a conversation. And I don't think that that is what he was having. So yeah, that relationship was doomed to the doom. Then there was Christina and Henry. No. Henry was really quiet. He was really reserved. Very, like, he seemed like a minimalist. Christina was the opposite, but at the same time, I still don't even know what. I feel like I don't know what her personality was on the show. Like, it seemed to always change. It seemed as if, like, I don't know if she was pretending, because, like, the way she would just cry on cue, I'm just like, sis, what are you crying for? Like, why are you crying? She said that someone messaged her and told her that Henry was gay, and that's the reason why Henry was having problems, essentially, opening up to her. But Henry was just like, he's not gay, he found a lot of inconsistencies in the stories that she told, and as a result he found it difficult to open. But I can see why, because she seemed very inconsistent. She seemed like she used to just do enough to ensure that the camera saw her trying to make an effort, and after that disappear. But you know, if I'm being like, Henry is my type of guy, like at least like 75% of the type of guy that I would like to date, or that I would date, because he's quiet, simple, quiet, not everywhere, all over the place, just flapping around. I just like settlement, you know, like Henry was settled. If she had really put in the effort, like, I think their relationship would have worked, because he would have stayed. He looks like the commit type of guy, and he would have stayed. But she just fumbled the bag. I don't even have much to say. She thought she was a princess. She just tut around like, you know, when Conscience used to say, like, if you can't mash ants, me not like you. Yeah?
Y'all, if you toast touch, me not like you. If you can't mash ants, me not like you.
You can't defend yourself, me not like you. Christina was a girl that couldn't mash ants. She couldn't mash ants, but yes. And then we go to Emilia and Bennett. They were weird from the beginning, but their weirdness suited each other. Because even at the wedding day, when she was just like, oh, her bridesmaids are coming in on unicycles, and I was just like, sis, your bridesmaids are doing what? I was so confused. And even like, he didn't have on clean socks, but that was the least of the problems. Well, not even problems, because they didn't even have real problems. They just had like, they were just so quirky that it scared me. But at the same time, the quirkiness suited them, because like, it just worked for them. Like, they really just like meshed like that. So I don't know. I really don't know, because even in the way that they operated in the house together, I was just like, you guys are the same people. Not Henry, Bennett. Bennett lived in a I don't even know what to call it, a shed. Bennett lived in a shed. That's what Bennett lived in. Bennett lived in a shed 8 by 8. It's probably more than that. He lived in an 8 by 8 shed. And in order to use the toilet, he has to run across the other side of the road and to shower. And she went in and she's like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I was like, is what? Babes, ain't got no kitchen. I don't remember seeing a kitchen. There was no kitchen. Everything just in one, like literally in one room. A bed and it full of dust. You know, sometimes after watching the show, I know what's gonna happen. After you come back from the honeymoon that they send you on, you come back, you see each other's place because you have to go and pick up clothes. Nobody don't clean. I was just like, some of these guys, their house dirty, like just dirty, dusty. Furthermore, Emilia went to her apartment to pick up clothes, and I swear to God, she opened her suitcase and picked up a shirt, and I just dust everywhere. I was just like, sis, I don't even know if that clothes clean. Like, are you okay to wear that? Are you gonna itch when you put it on? Like, I was so confused. So confused. But nonetheless, they found love. Oh, one thing. Let me tell you, listen. Yeah, they were nasty. Let me tell you how I know they were nasty, because Bennett's foot bottom. There was a scene where Bennett's foot bottom was so black. It was so black. I was like, you shower in days or something? Like, why your foot bottom so dark? Why is it so dark? And in that he foot bottom was just dark, you know, when he done, he sitting on a couch, in a light colored couch, and put his foot in the chair. He put his foot in the chair. And I knew I freaked out because it went by so quickly, and I was like, wait, that he foot bottom? And I reversed it. And I was like, wait, let's go back, because that can't be his foot bottom. No, it was his foot bottom. His foot bottom was that dirty. And I was like, why your foot in the chair? I was so upset. Like, the inner Caribbean in me came out like, take your foot out of the chair. Why is your foot bottom so dirty? But yeah, other than that, Emilia and Bennett, they found love. He followed her to Virginia because she's a doctor and stuff, so she was gonna begin her residency. So I really like that. Now we're gonna go to the final two couples, the black couples on the show, and we're gonna talk about Karen and Miles. And I realized, right, I watched season 9 ad hoc. I didn't do a review about it. Definitely watched season 10. I did a review about it. And by watching all of those, I realized, you know, as black people seem to be very conservative when it comes to sex. Very, 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 very conservative when it comes to sex. They were married, but it's not like they won't have sex. It's just that they have a problem letting people know they had sex, or having sex with someone that they're married to. So like they're scared to have sex, but they're definitely ready to go and marry a stranger. And I'm just like, these two things don't fit. But then also, like, they were very much like, yeah, we're not having sex. Whereas in the white couples, they were like, well, if it happens, it happens. They were a bit more free with the idea that if sex happened, it was fine. Whereas the black couples was like, no, it'd be like, boom, boom, locked down. But anyways, so there's Karen and Miles. Karen annoyed me. I was so surprised that Miles stayed with her. She treated Miles so badly, and at the beginning she was pretending that it was because of her age. I mean, because of his age, because he was younger than her. And then also she kept telling Miles that, oh, he's very, like, basically likening him to being very feminine, and he used to be like, so because I'm emotionally aware, you think I'm not masculine. She used to speak to Miles. Every time I watch an episode with her talking about how she needs a certain type of guy to do this and control, and I hate when women say stuff like that, because men actually be coming out here thinking that what women want is a man to control. No, we want a man that is secure in making decisions for the family. Well, at least because I don't know, maybe some girls like that. I'm not an animal. I don't need you to tell me go and sit there and be there and, you know, be controlled. Like, what is wrong? Like, it used to irritate me just watching their scenes, because I'm just like, Karen, what are you saying? So you'd prefer him coming, like, he would give her compliments and she's like, ugh, like, you know, I'm not accustomed to men like that. Like, what? Men that like to see you. I was so confused I was so irritated that he stayed with her, because I was just like, please God, don't let him stay with her. And she just turned worse when the camera shut off, because I was really like, she's taking the piss. She is genuinely taking the piss with Miles and not opening up, talking about she needs a certain type of man. Like, it's almost as if she wanted Miles to come home, slap her up, and then ask for dinner. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it, because if he cares about you, he cares about you. Why do you expect him to come in speaking to you like he's speaking to some random chick on the road or one of his boys? The definition of being a gentleman when dealing with women is because you can't be that rah 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 all the time around a woman. You have to be gentle. That's what women require. I couldn't get what she wanted, but they stayed together, so congratulations. The final couple, the best couple in my opinion, the couple that literally made the show to me, used to make me laugh, was Amani and Woody. And let me tell you something, they just, you know, like, they met and they was like, they just fit. I don't know how, like, it was like one of the best matches I've seen so far. They just fit. Literally, personality the same, everything the same, you know. They did have some back and forth, but that is given. Like, you're gonna have arguments with your significant other. Like, the two of you are different sexes, or if you're the same sex, you're still different, raised in probably different cities, different households, different personalities. Like, your mouth would always catch you. You're gonna always have arguments, but they dealt with them so adult, like, you know, like, they really seem to like talk things through and actually make an active effort to ensure that their communication was like spot on. Like, everything about their relationship was just admirable and loving, and it was just so cute. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I was so happy for her, because I'm just like, she's found love. Like, the guy was on television crying about how he never realized what love is, and he never thought that he would be able to have it because he's in love. And I'm just like, what? That is so cool. That is so cool. Like, I love to see people in love. I think that warms my heart like the most, because when people are in love, you know, like, it's a different type of happiness being in love, you know. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're in love. Like, I don't even have much to say about their union, because it was just good from start to finish. They were just comfortable from start to finish. Like, I've never seen anything like that since watching this show. But then again, I've only seen like season 9, 10, and 11. But amazing. Also, side note, because I'm finished with that review, I just thought it was a generally good season, and Amani and Woody stole the show. Side note, apparently there is a Married at First Sight UK, and I was telling my coworker that, you know, I might go on Married at First Sight. Not like now, but if I get to a certain age, and I would be like, why not? And she was just like, don't you ever. I was just like, okay. She was like, don't you ever do that, because that makes no sense. But at the same time, the way the Married at First Sight in the US has like maybe 10, 11, 12 episodes, the one in the UK has 4, and I was just like, this is not entertaining. I don't know what is wrong with British television. It's not entertaining. 4 episodes of what? And then none of them stay together. Apparently all the couples and the marriages that happen in the UK, all of them end in divorce. So I'm just like, okay, so since the track record isn't good, let's not do that. But you know, I did have an inward discussion with myself about, I wonder if I would do that, because that might be cool, right? Maybe. But yeah, so guys, this is the end of my video. Very light-hearted. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out Married at First Sight, because I'm telling you guys, it is very entertaining. I be ha-haing and kikiing all by myself, enjoying it, because I think there's some very funny episodes, and I think it's good. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're rocking with my content and rocking with this look, remember to like,
comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. If you love to see me create any makeup look and speak about any topic, just leave your suggestions in the comment section down below and I'll be definitely picking those up. And remember, stay beautiful inside and out.